Welcome everyone and Namasté. My name is Farina and I'm very happy to have you here. I'm inviting you to join me along this Yin Yoga journey where we're mostly going to work with the upper body, moving the spine gently into different directions and releasing tension, giving ourselves some good stretches. And this class is actually suited for anyone. So if you are new to the practice and curious what is Yin Yoga all about, then this is a very gentle and soft sequence to follow along. And if you are an experienced practitioner, then I invite you to come with an open heart and enjoy the simplicity and the space to meet yourself. What do you need for this class? Actually, you don't need anything in order to do the poses. So if you don't have props, no worries. But if you have a yoga bolster, then this can be really comfortable in some of the poses. And if you don't have one, you can also take a blanket and just roll it so it can function as a bolster. And then having a yoga block can come in very handy as well. But again, if you don't have these things, it's not a problem. So we begin with a small meditation just to settle in and to draw the senses inside and creating the space that we need in order to fully relax into the practice. So please come into a seated position of your choice. Maybe you want to sit cross-legged or onto your heels, however you feel comfortable enough to sit up straight and to relax for a few moments. Then place your hands onto the knees. If you want to apply a mudra, a hand gesture, you can, for example, bring the index fingers and thumbs together and then place the palms down or up. Close your eyes. Elongate the spine and feel how the chest is opening to the front. Shoulders relaxing. Maybe bringing your chin slightly towards the chest to also straighten your cervical spine. And then relax the muscles of your face, your jaw. And take a moment to feel into your body. Noticing what you physically bring into the practice. Preparing yourself mentally to open this door to your inner world, to connect with yourself. Become aware of your breath. Feel it at the tip of your nose. Observe the breath and how it is flowing into the body as you inhale. How it is flowing out of the body as you exhale. Feeling how calm and peace are entering your body and your mind with every conscious breath that you take. Then bring the palms of your hands together in front of your heart. And if you like to set an intention for this class, then do so. I will open the practice with a mantra. Om Masato Masatkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityormamritam Gamaya. If you like, chant Om 3 times together with me. We inhale to begin. Then gently open your hands and also your eyes. And with this sense of peace, we're going to dive into the practice and go into the first pose. So we're coming into the Sphinx pose by bringing the belly to the ground and coming onto our forearms, placing them in front of us. So in Yin Yoga, we're holding the poses for a longer period of time. So settling in and asking the body what it needs is very important. Feel into the lower back. So this is the area that we're stimulating in this pose. And then if you feel that this back bend is a little too intense, then you can walk your arms to the front and bring the chest closer to the ground. And you will feel how the back bend is decreasing. If you bring your elbows closer to the chest, the pose will become deeper. And then you can also play around with the position of your legs. So you can bring the legs wider and notice how the sensation in the lower back changes. Maybe you want to bring them closer. Decide for yourself which position feels most effective for you. And then you have the option to take the bolster and bring it underneath your upper belly, just to have a little support here. If this feels right for you, then go ahead. And then you can also choose between keeping the head up facing to the front or lowering the head down, bringing the chin towards the chest, adding a stretch to the neck. And only if it feels good for your neck, then relax your head down and maybe bring your forehead to the yoga block placed in front of you. Settle into the pose and then bring stillness to your body. Close your eyes. And then bring the awareness back to your breath at the tip of your nose. Let the breath help you easing into the pose and relaxing your whole body. Relax the muscles of your legs, your glutes, the upper body, and the shoulders. Let your breath flow freely and naturally, following its way through the body. So in Yin Yoga, we are holding the poses for a longer period of time in order to stimulate the deep tissues of our body, like the connective tissue, the fascia, even our joints and bones. All these structures that are a little bit more dense, a bit more plastic in nature. And so they need time in order to be stimulated in a healthy way. So even if this pose seems rather simple, you can be sure that it is working in its own magical way, reaching the deeper layers of your body. If you feel like you could stay in this shape just as you are for another 1 minute, then do so. But if you would like to intensify the back bend, then you can come into the seal pose by bringing your hands outside of your yoga mat and then pressing the weight into the palms of your hands, straightening the arms, lifting the upper body, and opening the chest towards the front. Is this a pose that you can hold for the next minute without feeling any pain? So what we never want to feel is pain. If you have any stinging sensation somewhere, or if you feel like it's heavy on the lower back, then rather come down onto your forearms and just rest in the pose that you had before. But if it does feel good, then stay here and close your eyes again. Notice the contraction of the spine and the stretch on the front side of your upper body. Touching these areas with your breath. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely through the mouth. And then slowly coming back onto the forearms if you are in the seal pose. And putting your props aside if you used some. And lowering your body to the floor. You can form a pillow with your hands and place the forehead on top of your hands. Making yourself comfortable, and if you feel like it, you can gently rock your pelvis from left to right to give a little release to the lower back. Come into stillness again. Relax the whole body and let it sink into the ground. Now these resting poses, or also called rebounds, are just as important as the yin poses themselves. Now is the time to feel the effects of the poses unfold. And then we come back up again, preparing to move into the next pose. Sitting up for a moment, and then I'm going to show you different options again that you can choose from. So we are moving the target area to the upper back and more to the shoulders, and also we will be stretching the outsides of the arms. You have different levels of intensities, and the only thing you have to do is listen inside and really feel what the body needs in this very moment. We begin with the extended child's pose by bringing the knees wide to the sides of the yoga mat. And then from here, we're walking the arms forward, bringing the chest to the ground. Placing the forehead on the mat. Feeling the body in this shape. Asking yourself whether this is enough of a stretch that you want to keep this pose for the next 3 minutes. If you like to go deeper, then come up again. You can come up in general and try the next option just to see the differences. Coming onto the knees, down into the forearms, and then walking the forearms to the front, melting the chest towards the ground. So this is the melting heart pose. To keep your balance, shift the weight towards the heels, so you're not sliding forward. And then gently put your forehead to the ground and feel into the stretch that is arising in the shoulders and the outsides of the arms now. If this is too much strain on the shoulders, then you can walk your arms a little bit wider. The stretch is becoming less strong. If you bring the arms closer together, the pose feels deeper. Now you have a different option here. If you want to have this pose a little bit more mild, you can bring your bolster in front of you and also a block, placing it here so you can bring down the forearms onto the cushion and then your forehead onto the block. The back bend will be less deep now, and the strain on your shoulders should feel a little more easy. And you can decide which of the 3 options you want to take, because we're going to stay here for 3 minutes again, and we're trying to create stillness in the body in order to dive into the deep layers of our body. Make yourself comfortable and let the body soften. Let the chest sink down. Use the breath to explore. Breathe into the shoulders and feel the intensity of the stretch as you inhale. Then let all the tension that you hold in this area flow out of your body through the arms, through the palms of your hands, into the ground. So your breath is a really good companion here that can help you get rid of all the tension that you collected over time. Whenever a pose feels too intense for you, then act upon your needs and change the position slightly, or at any point of time come out of the pose beforehand. One deep breath through the nose, out of the mouth. And then if you are in the melted heart pose with your buttocks up in the air, please listen carefully, because now we're coming out of the pose, moving with awareness. And we start by tucking the tailbone and rounding the lower back. Slowly, bit by bit, rounding the back and pushing the weight forward onto the arms. Moving out of the shoulder stretch and then bringing the elbows back towards the knees. We're meeting in the full child's pose. So if you have been in the extended child's pose, then you can bring your knees together, place the forehead on the ground and the arms next to your body. Let your shoulders sink towards the floor. And now enjoy this counter pose. Feel your belly rising against your thighs as you inhale. The navel drawing back towards the spine as you exhale. And then soften the skin on your back. With your next inhale, rise up. Lift the upper body and then take a few movements that your body is intuitively asking from you. Maybe stretching yourself out. And we're meeting on the back in Shavasana to take another rebound here. Straighten out the legs, place your arms next to the body or above your head as you like. And then enjoy this deep relaxation. Keeping the connection to your body and observing what is happening inside of you now. Can you maybe feel the flow of energy, the flow of prana? Can you notice a tingling sensation somewhere? Or maybe a pulsation in any part of the body? Anything that you can feel right now is a natural effect of the poses. Be aware of the palms of your hands. Move your hands and feet. Open your eyes and then bring the soles of your feet to the floor. We're preparing to come into the next pose, which will be a twist for the spine. So again, there's two different options to choose from. The first one being the legs placed next to each other, lifting the pelvis and moving it slightly to the right, then dropping the knees to the left. See what it does to your body and whether this is the pose you want to keep for the next 3 minutes. You have different options to prop yourself. You can take a cushion if your upper leg is floating in the air and you can put it between the legs. Or if the legs are not coming down to the ground, then you can place it underneath. If this is not high enough, then take the bolster. And the second option would be bringing the legs back to center. You can try both options. The second one might be more intense. So you bring the right leg on top of the left. If your skeleton allows it, you can also wrap your right foot around the left ankle. So maybe this is available for you, maybe not. There is never a shape that is better or worse. It's just experience, and it's just about deciding what feels most effective for you. Then again, lift the pelvis, move it to the right, and then drop the knees to the left. Again, you can take the bolster if you feel strain in the legs, or if they're floating in the air, you can put the bolster underneath. You could also decide to add some weight and put it on top of the legs. And then settle into whatever option you want to choose. Your chest is opening to the ceiling and the right shoulder is drawing towards the earth. But if it's not touching the ground, that's totally okay. So it might be floating in the air. You can bring your arms to the sides or place the left hand on top of your right knee, or maybe the right hand on top of your right hip. You may also play around with the position of your head, turning it to the right side, turning it to the left side. Or maybe you want to keep it facing towards the ceiling. Then close your eyes. And the 3 minutes begin now. Consciously relax your legs and the pelvis. Visualize the shape of your spine in this posture. Its curve and twist. And then feel how your breath is moving from the navel to the throat as you inhale. Moving back from the throat to the navel as you exhale. Knowing that you are giving your body and especially your spine a treat, a possibility to release blockages and tensions. And for this, you have nothing else to do but to surrender to the pose. With every exhalation, you may sink deeper, letting go of anything that holds you back from feeling free and healthy. One more deep inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. And with the next inhalation, bring your legs back to center and also activate your core muscles a little bit to help coming back to the middle. Then untangle your legs here if you have been in the twisted roots. Maybe you want to bring the knees towards the chest, wrap your arms around your shin bones, and gently rock from left to right, giving yourself a soothing massage for the lower back. Whenever you're ready, prepare for the other side, and you can choose a different option on the other side because each side feels different. So you can begin with having the legs next to each other and dropping them to the right side, or you bring the left leg on top of the right Optionally wrapping the left foot around the right ankle and dropping the knees to the right. Add a cushion or a bolster if needed. Adjust the position of the pelvis. And then open the chest again, letting the left shoulder sink towards the floor. Maybe bringing the arms to the sides or placing your hands on the body. Again, testing the positions of your head. Closing your eyes again. Feeling the shape of your body. Noticing all the areas in the body that are being stretched right now. Stretched or twisted. Maybe you notice a stretch on the outside of your left thigh, your glutes, or anywhere else in the body. Connect the bodily sensations with your breath, noticing tension as you inhale and releasing the tension as you exhale. In Yin Yoga especially, we learn how to listen to our body. We're creating the space to listen. Deepen your breath one more time. Exhale through the mouth. And then with your next inhalation, bring your legs back to center and activating the muscles. Untangling your legs. And then move into Shavasana, bringing your body into one straight line. Try to not make too many movements in between, because then you will be able to feel the unfolding of the poses that we just did even more clearly. Your arms are placed next to the body and your palms are facing up if you can. If you want to take your blanket to cover yourself, then you're most welcome to do so. Feel how the body is held by the ground. This is a moment of full surrender. Yin Yoga is about creating space and taking an opportunity to journey within. And whereas I am coming up now to say goodbye, you can decide for yourself whether you want to stay in this relaxation a little bit longer. I'm going to end the class again with a mantra. Om Bhur Bhuvah Svaha Tat